Genesis chapter 6, verses 1 through 8. This is what happened when mankind began to multiply on the face of the earth. When daughters were born to people, the sons of God saw that the daughters of men were beautiful, and they took as wives for themselves any of them they chose. The Lord said, "My spirit will not struggle with man forever, because he is only flesh. His days will be 120 years. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days. After that, the sons of God went to the daughters of men, who bore children for them. Those became the powerful, famous men of ancient times. The Lord saw that the wickedness of mankind was great on the earth, and that all the thoughts and plans they formed in their hearts were only evil every day. The Lord regretted that he had made man on the earth, and his heart was filled with sorrow. The Lord said, I will wipe out mankind, whom I have created, from the face of the earth, along with the animals, the creeping things, and the birds of the sky, because I regret that I have made them. But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. Genesis chapter 6 verse 9 through chapter 7 verse 24. This is the account about the development of Noah's family. Noah was a righteous man, a man of integrity in that generation. Noah walked with God. Noah became the father of 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. In the sight of God the earth was morally corrupt, and the earth was filled with violence. God looked at the earth and saw that it was corrupt, for all flesh was corrupt in all their ways on the earth. So God said to Noah, I have decreed the end of all flesh, because the earth is filled with violence because of them. Now I am going to destroy them along with the earth. Make an ark of gopher wood. Make rooms in the ark. Seal it inside and outside with pitch. This is how you are to make it. The length of the ark is to be 450 feet, its width 75 feet, and its height 45 feet. Make a roof for the ark, and leave an 18-inch opening just under the roof. Place a door on the side of the ark. Make it with lower, second, and third decks. I myself am about to bring a flood of waters on the earth, in order to destroy all flesh under the sky that has the breath of life. Everything that is on the earth will die, but I will establish my covenant with you. You shall come into the ark, you, your sons, your wife, and your sons' wives with you. You shall bring a pair, male and female, of every kind of living flesh into the ark with you to keep them alive. Include the birds according to their kinds, the livestock according to their kinds, every creeping thing on the ground according to their kinds. 2 of every sort shall come to you, so you can keep them alive. Take with you every type of food that is eaten, and store it for yourself, so it can be used as food for you and for them. So that is what Noah did. He did everything that God commanded him, just as he had been told. The Lord said to Noah, Come into the ark, you and your entire household, for I have seen that you are righteous before me in this generation. From every clean animal take with you 7 pairs, a male and his female. From the animals that are not clean, take 2, a male and his female. Also from the clean birds of the sky take 7 and 7, male and female, and of all the unclean birds, 1 pair, a male and a female to keep their offspring alive on the face of the whole earth. In 7 days I will cause it to rain on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. Every living thing that I have made, I will wipe off the face of the earth. Noah did everything that the Lord commanded him. Noah was 600 years old when the flood came, and water covered the earth. Noah went into the ark with his sons, his wife, and his sons' wives, because of the waters of the flood. Clean animals, animals that are not clean, birds, and everything that creeps on the ground went into the ark with Noah 2 by 2, male and female, just as God had commanded Noah. After 7 days, the waters of the flood came on the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, on the 17th day of the month, on that very day, all the fountains of the great deep burst open, and the floodgates of the sky were opened. The rain came down on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. On that same day Noah, Noah's sons Shem, Ham, and Japheth, Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons along with them entered the ark. They went in with every animal according to its kind, all the livestock according to their kinds, every creeping thing that creeps on the earth according to its kind, and everything that flies according to its kind, flying birds of every sort. Pairs of all the animals that have the breath of life in them went to Noah in the ark. A male and female of each animal that breathes went in, just as God had commanded Noah. Then the Lord shut Noah in. The flood kept coming on the earth for 40 days. The waters became deeper and lifted up the ark until it floated high above the earth. The water kept increasing and overwhelmed the earth, and the ark was carried along on the surface of the water. The water overwhelmed the earth. All the high mountains that were under the entire sky were covered. The waters rose more than 20 feet above the mountains and covered them. All living creatures that moved on the earth perished, including birds, livestock, wild animals, every creeping thing that crawls on the earth, and all mankind. Everything that breathed the breath of life through its nostrils, that is, everything that was on the dry land, died. Every living thing that was on the face of the earth was wiped out, including mankind, livestock, creeping things, and birds of the sky. They all were wiped off the earth. Only Noah was left, as well as those who were with him in the ark. The waters overwhelmed the earth for 150 days. Genesis chapter 8, verses 1 through 20. God remembered Noah, as well as all the animals and all the livestock that were with him in the ark. So God caused a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters subsided. The fountains of the deep and the floodgates of the sky were also closed, and the rain from the sky was restrained. The waters kept receding from the earth. After the end of 150 days the waters had decreased. In the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. The waters receded continuously until the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the 1st day of the month, the tops of the mountains were visible. Then at the end of 40 days Noah opened the window he had made in the ark. He sent out a raven, and it kept flying back and forth, until the waters were dried up from the earth. Then he sent out a dove to see if the waters had receded from the surface of the ground. But the dove found no place to rest its foot, and it returned to him in the ark, because there was water on the surface of the whole earth. Noah reached out his hand, took the dove, and brought it back to him in the ark. He waited another 7 days. Then he sent the dove out of the ark again. The dove came back to him at evening, and there in its mouth was an olive leaf it had just plucked. So Noah knew that the waters had receded from the earth. He waited another 7 days and sent the dove out again. This time it did not return to him anymore. And so in the 601st year, in the 1st month, on the 1st day of the month, the waters were dried up from the earth. Noah removed the covering of the ark and looked out. He saw that the surface of the ground was dry. In the 2nd month, on the 27th day of the month, the earth was dry. God spoke to Noah. He said, "Go out of the ark, you, your wife, your sons, and your sons' wives with you. Bring out with you every living thing of every sort that is with you, all flesh, including birds, livestock, and every creeping thing that creeps on the earth, so that they may swarm over the earth, and be fruitful and multiply on the earth." Noah went out with his sons, his wife, and his sons' wives along with him. Every animal, every creeping thing, every bird, and whatever swarms on the earth went out of the ship, species by species. Noah built an altar to the Lord and took from every clean animal and every clean bird and offered burnt offerings on the altar.